We're gonna react to the Kayle cinematic, see what all our animations and level up look like in-game, and then we're gonna build 3 Kayle decks that I think are gonna be pretty competitive. But first of all, it's time to see these cards in action, because all we really saw was just the text and the art. I wanna see some sweet in-game effects.
I am exalted.
Here we go. Justice. So Empowered is an aura. Frostbite will completely nullify the Empowered effect.
The righteous flame, glory and light.
Looks majestic. It looks majestic. Not bad. Oh.
Illumination in divinity.
Unyielding. Okay, that looked pretty good. Actually, it looked like her ultimate in League, kinda.
Spare the innocent, punish the wicked.
Wait, the music is kind of carrying here.
You are unworthy.
The Kayle Morgana music is kind of carrying. All right, here we go. Level up animation.
On wings of fire, hope ascends.
Okay, that's one of the better ones. That's one of the better level up animations. That's much more epic than the one from Aatrox. With the Aatrox animation, it was just like, here's my sword. It was like if I had Wonder World, this is Aatrox animation. This is Aatrox, okay? Aatrox is like, that's Aatrox. Kayle is like a whole story in like 5 seconds. Much better, much better.
Decide now, dear one. Wield it justly. Together, we will rid this world of corruption.
All are guilty, fool.
That's what I want to see really badly as well.
She is returned.
Transform that Zolani.
Well-founded.
Oh, come on. No, we want to see that level 2 Zolani. What is this? Really? They're gonna do us like that with Hush?
Deliverance.
I need to talk to whoever made this clip. I need to talk to who made this trailer. That's not okay. It's pretty good. That was pretty good, actually. That's like, I think the Aatrox deck is more exciting to play, but the animations here, that's good. Golden and shiny, just like this entire channel, you know? It's pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to build 3 Kayle decks in total. That worked. Okay. I'm gonna post this again, by the way. I saved most of my decks here now. You know, this fantastic site, masteringrooterra.com. You can even get a subscription on this website for amazing articles, team learning calls, tournaments, ban helper. It's all great. Just don't forget to use coupon code Snnuy. You know the deal. SNNUY. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, we're gonna start with Kayle and Bard. I personally quite like Bard. We already built a version of this. I think it'll be pretty cool. We type in Chime, we add Bird, Esmus, and that's probably it. So I think Cosmic Binding is necessary in this deck. I am a big fan of Mystic Vortex, but it's very often like, it is not a very good card to play, so we're gonna skip it. I'm gonna type in Empowered, because Divine Clerk, very good. I've been warming up to Mihira a lot, and if I'm gonna be honest, if you have these units, like M1 Zolani or something, I don't know if Zolani is even that good. So if you have Mihira, Esmus, and Kayle, and like, you know, a 1-drop, I think that's already a pretty good deck. I like the Dragon, and I think the Dragon is very good. I just don't know if it's playable in a deck with Kayle. Yeah, I think Zolani is actually not the play here. It's too inconsistent. If you're gonna play Zolani, it needs to be with something like Viego, maybe even with something like Gwen. I personally think that Viego Kayle is a little better than Gwen Kayle, because you can afford to play more control tools because you have a higher top end. Gwen Kayle will play like more of a tempo deck that has a 6-drop. Not sure if I like that. Viego, yeah, blue Viego, pretty fantastic. Okay, we're gonna cut Zolani for now. We'll add the Messenger, even though I'm not sure if it fits in a deck like this. Do we want to play the Winged Messenger here? What do you guys think? Is this a Winged Messenger angle? It's elusive, it fits everywhere. I mean, I think the elusive is good, but in this scenario, it's like you have a 3-mana 2/4. That's okay. And sometimes you can do a lot of chip damage with elusive or have an elusive blocker. Kayle doesn't really seem like the kind of deck where you just win with an elusive. It's more like, At some point, one of all your threats is gonna grow out of control so hard that they will just win you the game, like one of them. So we'll play it. It's a good 3-drop, I guess. I can't think of many other good 3-drops. So we'll click Targon, and 2 cards that I definitely want to include are 3-pill Cascades, obviously, and I want to do some Spell Shields. Now, Bastion is better than Eula, most likely because it helps scale. I would have to play with these in-game to really know for sure, but Eula doesn't improve stats or grant stats. Bastion is Spell Shield and +1/+1, and +1/+1 is just great for Mihira. It's good for Kayle. You know, it activates your empowered stuff. So let's just do 2 Bastions for now. What about that Golem thing that creates gems on strike as summon? The thing, right, with Targon, and this is actually really interesting that you bring it up. The thing with Targon is that a lot of cards have great payoff or just have good enough stats that they really benefit from striking. That's why Targon Demacia is such a good region combo. If you're playing anything other than that, I hate these cards. I hate cards that need to strike. Like, I don't even like Mountain Goat in this deck because there's very little ways of striking when you have a Bard deck. It's really inconsistent to get that payoff. For that reason, we're gonna put in Lodestone, and with the Lodestone, you know, easy inclusion because we have Esmus, we have 1-drops. For that reason, I think it's likely to be the Cultist, right? This one always gives 1 gem, and then if you have a weapon equip, it gives 2 gems. We're at 32 cards. I'm gonna put in 3. It's likely that we'll cut some of them. But what we're looking for right now is a 2-drop, a solid 2-drop. Let's see, are there any 2-drops we're happy to play? I'm not a fan of Goat. Lunari Cultist seems better to me than Goat. Sunhawk is good. Sunhawk is a solid 1-of. Sunhawk as a 1-of, I like. But it doesn't synergize with the deck. It doesn't increase stats. It doesn't help Kayle. So now we need a 3-drop, and the best 3-drop for this deck has to be the Shepherd. Gives a weapon, makes the Lunari Cultist even more reliable. You're unhappy if a Chime lands on the Shepherd most of the time, though. So with where we are right now, I really want to play Celestial Blessing. This card is too good not to play, and it has to be a 3-of in this deck. It needs to be a 3-of. That card synergizes way too well with everything, obviously, because it's made for the kill package. And I kind of want to play a 1-of Purifying Flames. That's where I'm at with this deck. I like cards like Battle Bonds too. I think it's great. Not much else that really catches my eye. We Stand Together is a really interesting card as well. So we're at 43 cards. Sunburst for removal. This doesn't seem like a deck that would need Sunburst. We have big stats, and the thing that could screw us over the most if you have big stats is when they go under you with Elusive. But we have Esmus, we have a Stun, we have another Winged Messenger as another Elusive blocker, So Sunburst shouldn't be necessary. The only thing besides that can screw us over is champions that sit on the back line and take over the game. That is something that Sunburst can deal with. Are we scared of something like a Viego just sitting back, stacking up miss? Even Viego got nerfed. Are we scared of a Lux even? Are we scared of a Rise? Rise could also be pretty bad. If Rise ends up being good, Rise will just sit back, stack those Wood Runes, and then win. And there's nothing we could do about it unless we win. Seraphine's another one. Yeah, Seraphine, definitely. Because of that, I think Sunhawk is not necessary. It doesn't deal with the stuff that we need to deal with. We need to find an answer for that Seraphine, for that Viego, for those engines, those Aphelioses. For that reason, let's cut 1 Cosmic Binding. Let's cut the Lunari Cultist entirely. It doesn't do what we want this deck to do. The gems are good, but with the weapons, with the Celestial Blessing, we shouldn't need it. If we cut the Lunari Cultist, we don't need the weapon synergy. It lets us cut down on 1 Wandering Shepherd as well. So I like that. And this makes Sunburst a much more playable card. We'll play 2. 2 Sunbursts, and then we have 1 tech option. Our early game looks very solid. I'm gonna quickly take a sneak peek at the cards that were released in Targon that we might have missed out on. Everything neatly organized. So Zolani, not very playable in this deck. We have the Lawkeeper. Shouldn't be necessary because we have cards like that Sunburst now. Purifying Flames, Seraphic Wyvern. Do we need a 4-drop? We have Bard as our 4-drop, and Purifying Flame is also a proactive play. So technically it is a turn 4 play, right? It is something we can spend mana on turn 4. So let's just put in one more. Let's just put in one more Purifying Flames. And with the way we're just playing big static units and we have some delay with the Cosmic Binding, with the Sunburst, it looks like our big units should have their time to shine. Only thing that I'm still considering is maybe we cut one Purifying Flame, one Mihira, maybe we could cut one more Wandering Shepherd, maybe for a Hush, maybe for a Moonlight Affliction. I think I am pretty happy with a Hush if we can put that in. Let's cut one Purifying Flame then and put in one Hush. Hush literally killed Zolani in the trailer. You need it? Yeah, exactly. This should be a very solid deck in my opinion, because it does something very, very powerful where you buff your stats and there's very little interaction with the opponent. We have some answers for when we really need to, like a stun, like a silence, like Sunburst, but we're just gonna do our own thing and win that way. You know, with a Safter, Mikhail's, oh my god. If we enter the Hush meta, we're just gonna... This is actually a deck that can run Mikhail's if we need to. Mikhail's is actually a really interesting point, yeah. Frostbites, silences, it counters all of those. It's really interesting. I actually kind of like it, but it's a very meta-dependent card. So this deck right now, and any kill deck you ever make, see what the meta does. If there are a lot of stuns, if there are a lot of silences, Frostbite, heck in one Mikhail's, maybe two Mikhail's and some draw, and you're gonna be really happy because Empowered is an aura. So when your character hit 3 power on this, it activates Lifesteal. You can attack as a 2-1, your opponent blocks, you play Pill Cascade, it becomes a 3-2, Lifesteal is active. If they then Troll Chant your card, it becomes a 1-2, Lifesteal is no longer active. Very interesting counterplay they gave to Empowered. So this is deck number 1. Kayle Bard. There it is. There we go. I'm gonna delete this one. Okay. Petition to name any Bard deck Ligma Justice. I like it. I don't think Kayle Bard is the answer. It's very likely to not be her strongest option. Okay, let's make a quick poll. Okay, you're gonna see the chat twice on screen. Kayle SI. Gwen, Viego. All right, vote it up. What deck should we do? Gwen or Viego? That's the deck we're gonna build. I like Viego, personally. Viego? Yeah, I'm also in on the Viego side. But we'll do whatever people want to see. Gwen cheaper? Yeah, the awkward thing with Viego Kayle will be that they're both 6 drops. And then you have to Hyde Refine, you have to Zolani, also 7 drops. Don't give in to peer pressure. We're democracy here. Your vote counts as 20 normal votes? That's what I like. Okay, they do have like the champion portraits, so you can see what deck it is. Okay, we're doing Gwen. Pretty big win for Gwen, 60%. Clear majority. Let's start with just the obvious, like, Divine Clerk is actually pretty nuts with Gwen. If you can get a couple of Hallowed procs, so just be like a million lifesteal, instead of needing to play that 3/3 lifesteal in the Hallowed package. This is a lot better because it's a 1-drop. I think Mihira is not good here. Mihira seems pretty bad. Yeah, Mihira doesn't fit this deck. Zolani does for sure, though. Boo, democracy, just play Viego. Hey, that's what I'm gonna do when the game comes out. Hallowed. Mihira's so good as to get Hallowed buffed. Hallowed buffs don't matter because it's a round end effect as well. So it's like you have to attack with Mihira on the left. It's kind of is like pretty limiting. And then, you know, she still stays 1 HP most of the time. 1-drop, 3-drop. Eternal Dancers never brings back Zolani, does it? I actually haven't played Hallowed enough to know how this interacts with stat buffs. Because Zolani is a 2/2, so can Eternal Dancers ever revive Zolani? I mean, I'll play it. It's just a pretty good card. Strike Out the Band is quite good. Yeah. Foyer is always a 1-off. I would never go more than 1 Foyer. Foyer.
Star Guardian here.
Star Guardian here. Green socks?
Gimme green socks.
Oh no, I have bad news, dude. They're red. I'm wearing my Christmas socks, actually. You can't really see it, but there are some white presents on there. Yo, great Dragoor. Thank you for the 18 months. 1.5 year. One Chavez? Yeah, America Chavez would pray. It would increase the consistency. Yeah. We can make this deck a little more controlling. So we want cards like Pale first. Yeah, Glimpse. Vengeance. Yeah. The usual suspects. We have 5 more spots. You think it's redeemed? I don't like this card at all. I think this card is worse than it seems, but it is a 2-drop for this deck, right? Let's see first. What 2-drops can we run here? Is there anything good or interesting? I don't really see any good 2-drops, actually. You may put the you may put the Mother. Mother is interesting. Esmus? Yeah, Esmus is good. Esmus is good. Esmus is too good. So we have 1-drops, we have 2 2-drops. Yeah, that's good. No, Esmus is insane. You're right. Okay, let's see if there's a better 3-drop than the Wing. I'm not sold on the Winged Messenger in this deck. Now, Iula is decent here. Swap 1 Vengeance to 1 Sunburst. It should... really? No, I think Vengeance is better. It's much more flexible. Okay, Foul Feast. Quietus. I'm on 2 Quietus. Thinking about just cutting all 3 of these. Like this. We don't really have a 3-drop. But that shouldn't matter too much with the kind of cards we're running. Then we need also Darkins. This doesn't need you to run Darkins. This seems pretty solid. Thinking about cutting the Eternal Dancers, maybe. 1 Harrowing. I think Harrowing is better than the Eternal Dancers. It's a 1-of. Gwen Landmark, yeah, the Fouilleux is a 1-of. This seems fairly solid. We have 2 late game units, Kayle and Zolani, that will take over the game immediately. If they get removed, we have Harrowing to bring them back. I think 3 Kayle, 3 Zolani, and Harrowing are too many for me. I don't think so. That's 7 cards out of 33. Everything else is like early game except the Vengeance, which kind of is like at 6 mana, it might as well be. Lodestone. Lodestone doesn't feel right in a Hallowed deck, in my opinion. Esmus is fine because it can get the Hallowed buffs as an elusive, and it can give +1/+1 to Gwen, to the Clerk. In the mid game, there's nothing to do, I feel like. Isn't there? I mean, what is any Hallowed deck? Like, I haven't played enough Red Gwen to really know this, but I feel like in the mid game, what you're doing is you played all your early game units, and then you're just wide or buffed up enough with Hallowed to quickly finish a game. Spell that deal 2 and someone else doesn't seem worth it. Atrocity. Atrocity could be it instead of Harrowing or something, but I'm not a huge fan. There is no aggression in this deck. Yeah, I guess you're right. But that's why the top end helps so much, right? Don't need 3 Zolani? I think we do. Yeah, it's not really an aggro deck. I'm not saying it is, but it should be more tempo than anything else. Yeah, actually, does Strike of the Band work in this deck? I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather have a unit that can be buffed by Esmus. Kills Dragon. The Seraphic Wyvern. It does get Overwhelm. This might be pretty good, actually. Doesn't the Hallowed not work with Kill since you need the power at the start of the turn? I believe you're right, yeah. Technically, it doesn't work, but she does have +1 for each time an ally attack with increased power, and that should be pretty often. So we're mostly playing for that. We're not really putting Kill on the left. I think Seraphic Wyvern seems good. That's why you get out of the way to keep the Hallowed buffs. Listen, I'm trying to make these decks for people to try out when the expansion releases. I don't want them to craft cards that give them like a 10% win rate. I would feel bad. It'd be funny though, good prank. Let's stick with this. Gwen Kayle. Add to my profile. Let's make one more. What are we gonna do? Elites? Poros? What do you guys think? Okay, let's do another poll. Kayle deck 3. Elites? Poros? What other suggestions? Darkin Kayle? Mono Targon? Where do you post all these? It's on my Mastering Runeterra profile. Dragon Demacia. Ooh. Now that's... Oh, I like that idea. That's actually pretty hype with the Fury procs. All right, here we go. Dragons or Poros? The choice is yours. That new Demacia card looks hot though. It does. Yes. Kayle? Shyvana would be pretty cool. Ravana Kayle. There are definitely a lot of synergies with Kayle Freljord. There are. Elite Kayle. Yeah, elites are a thing and all, but they've never been as cool as dragons. Let's be honest. All right, it looks like we have a pretty clear winner here. 69% for dragons. Nice. Demacia, Targon. We do Kayle and Shyvana. Right? Yeah, there's no way we can do a Rallying Soul. This should be a low curve dragon deck. Eclipse Dragon can rally. Or I mean, Dragon Guard Lookout can rally. Divine Clerk is very good, but it's a lot harder to activate Empowered here. Dragon Equipment? I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Wounded White Flame. Okay. Pale Cascade. Wounded. It's probably good enough, yeah. Let's do all the strike spells first. 3, 2. Aegis though, for sure. We have 4 cards left. Is Wound really a 3 of though? I think so. Yeah, because with the weapon and Pale, it should be easy to activate. This is the rally. Oh, it was a Dragon's Clutch that I want to play. I want 2 of these. 3-mana Draw Dragon? There's a 3-mana. Oh, this one? We just played that. Okay, yeah, the Lauren Duelist seems very good in this deck. That probably is a 3 of. And we're cutting. Yeah, okay, we'll cut 1 Wounded White Flame. +4/+4 Scout Rally, maybe. Those kind of cards have never really worked with dragons because they don't go super wide. I'm intrigued by the Targon Weapon Master. I don't think it fits in. We need increased stats. The new spells. They are pretty interesting. Okay, we can like cut down on some of the top end and make it more tempo-y. So we can cut a Dragon Guard Lieutenant, Screeching Dragon. We can cut 1 of these. And then we can add the new Kayle card, which I forgot the name. Was it? Oh, Celestial Blessing, this one. Yeah, I forgot about this card. This actually seems very good. I don't think you need 3 Wyverns. This card, in my opinion, is a 5 out of 5. This card is busted. The only reason it's not busted is because it's a dragon card. And dragons have not been very good. No, Inspiring Light. Oh god, no. No, that card is really bad in dragons. The other one is less good. This one is better than the 4-mana spell because it does it in combat. Giving +1/+1 to Shyvana basically makes it so she never dies. I thought Kayle would love it. It's good synergy, but that doesn't make it less of a bad card in this archetype. If you played like Yordle Kayle, where you want to go really wide with Yordles and buff them up, it'd probably be a pretty good card, yeah. Actually, no, that you can't, because then it's Demacia. I can't think of a Demacia deck with Kayle that wants to run Inspiring Light. No. This seems like a solid deck to me. Yeah, there's no good go wide strategy for Kayle as far as I know. She's also 6 mana. Maybe Elites, yeah. Maybe Elites actually. Yo, let's go wide. Yeah, but that's not a Demacia deck. That's Battle City. Sharpside. Sharpside is a good card, but Darkin Aegis is just better. And we really don't need like 12 2-mana combat tricks. We have enough here. This should do as far as combat tricks goes for the dragon archetype. All you really need with dragons, and this is also how you should be playing the deck, is very often when you play dragons, you get 1 single Fury proc that you often get because your opponent is trying to deny it, and you get it by using one of your combat tricks like Pale Cascade, Celestial Blessing. It's often enough to snowball an entire game. You've all played against a dragon deck where you couldn't deal with a Shyvana because she just kept growing and growing and growing, and eventually she was out of reach. That's what we're trying to do with cards like Darkin Aegis, Blessing. Like, even if we play this early game, we can put the +1/+1 on like our Wounded White Flame, and then we put the other end on the Shyvana in our hand as she comes down as a 4/5 on the next turn, and then it's like, oh wow, this is actually just insane. So more like Pantheon. Yeah, it's the same thing with Pantheon. Pantheon is like, I do that too, but better. Dragon Kayle. And just like that, that's 3 decks for Kayle. We have Dragon Kayle, Gwen Kayle, Kayle Bard. And for the YouTube audience over here, and of course a Twitch chat that's with me right now, let me know what your favorite way to play Kayle is. Is it Poros? Is it Elites? Is it something I'm not thinking about at all? Let me know. And I look forward to building even more decks with the 3 new champions.